What is up, YouTube? It's Josh. This is the Den of Nerds. This video is all about the Iron Fist Netflix series, which is actually dropping really soon here. I'm basically going to take some time to go over a few things, tell you why you should be pumped and what you should be looking out for when you watch the show. So let's get right into it. Now, the first thing that should get you really excited about this show is the budget. As far as I understand it, for the first time in the history of the Marvel Netflix series, they are actually backing up the money truck a bit. They are spending money on Iron Fist in the technological sense and in the post-production sense. Apparently there's these new type of cameras they're using, which are really sensitive, should catch all these kind of lights. So they're spending money on that. And they're also putting way more into the effects than they have in any of the previous Netflix shows. Now, if you love the Netflix shows and you watch them like I do, you probably know that there's really low budgets for these things. I mean, they probably made Daredevil season 1 for about $20. It is just super cheap, ground level. The way they shoot, it's really gritty. And I'm not saying that detracts from the show at all, because I think it's amazing what they accomplish with that budget. And if you look at some of the other shows, like even Luke Cage or Jessica Jones, it's really just great cerebral writing and not a lot of bombastic stuff, not a lot of crazy superhero kind of stuff, which is really cool, kind of gives it a unique flavor. But having said all that, there is some moments in these shows where I wish they would just push it a little bit further. I wish there were hundreds of ninjas on screen fighting Deadpool. I wish that Luke Cage was blowing through even more buildings when he's fighting the dude with hammer tech. So there's always room for more of that kind of comic book flavor, and it looks like with Iron Fist they are going to do that. This probably has a lot to do with the powers that Danny uses, and in order to really showcase those and really blow people away, I think you need some drastic visual effects. So there's going to be some really cool stuff. So that's like the first thing that should get you pumped, or what you should be looking out for. The second thing is actually comes from a video that was shot by Entertainment Weekly when they did the cover shoot for the Defenders, and they were literally asking all of the different actors about their characters and how their dynamic worked. But Finn Jones actually said something that really interested me. He basically said that Danny was the one character who actually knows what's going on. He actually knows what the real threat is, and therefore he is the one who is kind of forming this group, which is like super intriguing to me. I can't believe nobody's like run with that and kind of dissected that. But what that implies to me is that whatever journey Danny takes in this first season of Iron Fist, it is going to show him some stuff that is like way bad, like otherworldly, dimension crushing, like soul destroying bad. And with that being in his mind, he's going to go get these other people to form the Defenders in order to stop it. I think that what is going to make this particular group kind of come together is that this is all going to take place in New York. This has to do with stuff we've been seeing since Daredevil season 1, when they're buying those different plots of land within New York. And of course what happened with the Hand and Elektra in these huge pits, right, going like almost infinitely down, and very eerie stuff like that. But the location is going to be what forces all of these particular heroes to get together. But it's going to be so crazy that Danny is going to be the character that's going to have to bring these people together and be almost like the Batman or the Iron Man of their group. This is of course because he has a lot of money, so he can afford to finance such a group, but also because he has that knowledge, which is really crazy, because Danny's kind of a cocky, has a lot of adolescent qualities to his personality and things like that. So for him to be the one to bring them all together, man, he's going to have to go through some kind of a transformation in this first season of Iron Fist. And the last reason that you should be pumped about it, and this is kind of a personal one, I've kind of talked about this before when we were doing the San Diego Comic-Con recap from last year. I talked about Iron Fist. I mean, guys, it's kung fu and magic. Kung fu and magic. Like, that is a match made in heaven. If you don't know much about Iron Fist, he literally gets trained in like an other dimensional, like secluded sanctuary, and he learns how to harness this power, which will give him the power of the Iron Fist. He's literally known as the living weapon. What he's able to do through kung fu and magic is like absolutely absurd. Very, very cool, and probably another reason why they're putting the budget in visually. They're going to bring a serious kung fu flavor to this show. Like, you know, man, it's going to be really exciting to see that motif repeated throughout, from everywhere from the music and the lighting and the way they cut, and the scenes were shown. But then you sprinkle in the magic, right? Which, you know, should really bring in some surreal kind of eerie stuff. I think that it is a magic formula, no pun intended, and I am super duper excited about it. So those are just a couple reasons I wanted to do this video, because Iron Fist is dropping really soon. I'm gonna binge the hell out of it. I might review it, I don't know. Sometimes I don't like to do reviews, it's just kind of not my thing. But we'll see. If you guys really want me to do it, maybe I'll do it, or get on Facebook Live while I'm watching a show or something like that. So we'll figure that out. But let me know in the comments section below, guys. Is there something about Iron Fist I'm missing? Does some of this stuff sound intriguing to you? How pumped are you to be watching Iron Fist on, I believe, March 17th is when it drops, which is super duper soon, right around the corner. So let's check that nerd card really quickly. The question is going to be about Danny Rand, and I want to know, what is the name of his mentor and teacher from Kunlun? This is a very cool character. He has an awesome name. He has both an actual name and then a title that kind of gets tagged onto the end of it. So the question is, what is the name of the mentor? Answer that in the comment section below. I hope you're having an awesome and nerdy day. See ya!